Crimson Desert is heating up. It's right around the corner and a lot is happening right now. I want to kind of update you guys and get you informed as well as have a call to action. Right now is the perfect time for you to ask questions because people are going to be playing the game next week. By the time you're watching this video, people will be heading out to play the game next week and you have a chance to ask them questions. I'm going to take down everything you say and send it directly to the people getting hands-on. Unfortunately, I am not invited to the events, so I can't personally test things, but we'll get into that in a minute. But I do have some great information for you guys about the tests and so much more, so make sure you lock in. I've been doing deep dives, whether it's combat from my hands-on experience to all the other elements with the game, and you guys can check that out on the channel. But today it's more of a news breakdown, key information for you to kind of learn and get familiar with what's happening out there. And so first thing we're going to do is go to Twitter, aka X app. Okay, right here is Will Powers. This guy's been a superstar as of late, and I actually met him at PAX East this year or last year. And he was a really great guy, really nice, charming, understanding the gaming, but he is the PR and marketing director for Pearl Abyss. So he's in control of all the important marketing that you see going on for the game. So that being said, he's been on a tear doing a bunch of interviews. That's where I got a lot of my information, as well as the official channels and things of that nature. With the interviews and things like that, it's been really good, but I want to kind of talk about what I'm seeing here that we're going to get into. So he's been kind of retweeting or doing little eyeballs about people that are going to be going to the event. If you look right here, it says, I'm going to be traveling next week to get hands-on with Crimson Desert. That's one person. His name is Cowboy. Shout out to him. And then we have another named Luke, who said, I'm getting hands-on Crimson Desert next week. Okay, so this is very important because the key factor here is you can ask all these people questions. There's going to be way more people, and I'm going to try to make a list and probably put it in the description if I can of every single person that is going. Now, I'm not a manager and I'm not running any of this, so it's up to the developer to kind of let everyone know who's getting hands-on. Personally, I would like to know ahead of time. That way I could get you guys informed and things of that nature. But at the moment, my guess is about 30 people usually is the number. And I'm going to kind of inform you guys and give you guys a rundown on how it all works and hopefully help you understand exactly how it usually goes at these events, because I think a lot of people have questions. And so we'll go through that in a minute. But first, I want to show you my questions and the questions that you guys have been asking me. Things about the roadmap and the future content, what is happening, DLCs, multiplayers. People have been speculating and I have not heard one word officially, so we don't know yet. We'll see what the developers say. And then the RNG system when it comes to loot. A lot of conversations about it's a different upgrade tier system for the gear and weapons, but how does it work? And I would love for them to go deep into that and learn other things. Like the trust system is one of the biggest factors for me personally. Trust slash loyalty you can build with factions and people. And so that system, I want to know if I can break people's trust and also earn it. So if I was to betray you and then later on come back and try to do you favors, will I still be able to do that? Then I have endgame questions. Is there new game plus? Is there extra game modes? What can you tell us? I also asked about something important, which is Will Powers mentioned that in the map, you're capable from the beginning of the game to go to the hardest area, the highest level area. But the question I have is, can I do side quests? Can I fight main bosses and get rewards off of it at the start of playing the game? This is something I would like to test. I'm going to test on my own when I get hands-on, but it'll be nice to know. And then also I asked about the boss rush mode. I played a boss rush mode when I had my hands on, which I'm not sure that's going to be a part of the game, or was that just a demo? Okay, so we don't know for sure if it's just a demo or is something that's going to be officially in the game fully. Okay, so I want to kind of preface that before we continue to conversate and go deeper down the rabbit hole about it. I understand that you know, the demos sometimes can be different from the real game. Now let's get into all of these creators and the reason why I'm bringing this video up to you. I need all of you to leave questions of what you need to know about the game, what speculations or what concerns that you might have. What do you need to know for make you want to play the game or make you not want to play the game, right? Like, what is it, the things that you really are excited for to learn about? Okay, of course, none of this should be spoilers like story elements or anything. Mostly mechanics, gameplay features, the gameplay loop, different elements like that that are important for us to kind of see more of. Personally, if I had hands on myself, I'll be diving into combat and kind of giving y'all an even deeper dive. I have a really dope combat breakdown, but even deeper dive than this, what I already have, I would love, and I would make sure I cover that extensively. And then also the features for the factions, things that are really intriguing when it comes to the overall gameplay. How does it all function, and giving you guys those answers to it. That way, when you go and you get ready to purchase it or play it, you already have a foundation of like, oh, this how this works, and this is pretty straightforward. Now I know what I'm getting myself into. This looks like a game for me, etc., etc., etc. Right? That's what I want to offer, but I can't physically do it. So the best thing that we're going to do here is you guys ask the questions. I will jot them down, write a big list, put it up on to the people that are getting the hands-on that will end up being able to answer all those questions for us directly. That is my personal goal. And that way we can go forward. I'm already sold on this game if you haven't seen all my videos, but it's nice to kind of just indulge in this fun and exciting experience as we go forward. So feel free to share your concerns and your thoughts. And I just want to kind of mention one thing that's probably going to help you guys understand how this all works. So the way it works is a company will see you as a content creator. Most of the time they like to look at metrics. So if you got a lot of following, you got millions of subscribers, millions of views, they'll say, we definitely want to invite this person. But they also look at how do you fit the brand? So meaning like, they play a lot of open world games. They play a lot of, action adventures, or they're really good at presenting, features and mechanics or whatever it is that fits their personal games. They'll invite you for that reason. Other times it could be just people like me who are really passionate and really dedicated and well versed in the actual game. So like I can play the game better than most YouTubers on some of the games that I play, and I have an expertise that nobody else can match. No matter how many subscribers they have, they can't match that. So the company will invite me like, hey, he's really passionate about this game, he's enthusiastic. So then all of a sudden that invitation usually comes with an NDA. So when you show up, they'll be like, hey, this is the NDA. And the NDA isn't nothing crazy. It's pretty straightforward. They're like, hey, don't spoil the story parts. You can only mention this and that. Don't mention this extra feature. It's a surprise feature that we want them to discover on their own. That's pretty much it. And so those are the type of NDAs that they kind of feed you. And then you sign it, which isn't nothing really other than just don't spoil stuff. And then from there, you get the orientation, right? Once you get to the studio, they'll basically do a presentation. They'll have a video that'll describe the game and give you a trailer and help you understand some mechanics and some features and what to expect. And it's a pretty good lengthy one, 10 minutes or something or less. And then they'll also have an instructor that'll kind of guide you along what you should expect. And this is what you're going to do for the day. And if it's multiple days, like this is the agenda for today we're going to do beginner first hours of the game. And then tomorrow we'll do end game content you can play. We're going to skip you ahead. And So those are the kind of things that'll happen. And then they'll mention certain things like the footage you get, you cannot show the cutscenes because we don't want to spoil the game. Only show, this much of this part, and things of that nature. And so then all of a sudden, you do get a chance to talk with the developers. You do get a chance to ask some questions depending on which manager is there. Most of the time, it's usually the PR team that's there controlling the event. And then they have a couple developers in and out. And then they have a lot of QA guys, quality of life guys that kind of play the game all the time, and they can help you learn the mechanics and kind of guide you. They'll watch over you while you're playing, and they'll tell you, hey, yeah, try this, or, they'll give you a tip. And if you have questions, they'll answer it. So that's usually what happens. And then maybe if some people are lucky, they'll get one-on-one interviews, sit downs with a creative director, the PR manager, whoever the team sees fit. And truthfully, it's usually the PR people because they want to control the narrative. A developer might spoil something because he's not really PR trained. And so then you have that as well. And now I want to kind of mention the way this is going to work. So the 23rd to the 27th is next week of February. And that is when they'll play. We don't know the exact date, but we do know that they're going to be over there and they're going to get their hands on. This is not a review. It's going to be a preview, which means they'll get a couple hours. They'll get to really give their full impressions, and then they'll get to play the full game later when the reviews go out. So it's pretty much a quick hands-on impressions, more or less. And that can come out next week if they go on Monday. But if they're going later on next week, like on a Friday, it's going to take 2 weeks for them to release that information. So I would assume they're going on Monday or Tuesday, and then they'll come back and let them release the information maybe on Friday, the earliest, which is the 27th. And the latest would be the 6th of March when they drop their previews. And then right after that, this is when they start giving out codes because there's still weeks left from there. And I will cover that when it comes to the codes. Now, I will want to give you all some bad news, which is I have talked to the PR manager, Will Powers, and I met him before, but we haven't talked recently. As far as like, I just asked recently, like, hey, am I going to get a review code? And haven't heard a response. I mean, I literally just did it an hour ago, but I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get the code or not. They only have a limited amount and they have a selected people. And the way that works is a whole nother video about like who they select for reviews. Sometimes, it is numbers, but sometimes it's also relationships. You just build a relationship and they'll give you the code. So it's like favoritism in a way. But I personally am not like best friends with the manager, but he's a great guy, and we'll see what happens with that part of it. But with that being said, do not worry, because either way, regardless of who gets the hands on, I'm gonna cover everything that they say, and then I'm also going to cover the reviews if I don't get hands on, so you still can get everything. Even better, because my review is my personal experience, but I also like looking at other people's information and see how they're feeling and then sharing that with you guys. So you're going to get double regardless, however way it goes. Okay. And then of course, when the game comes out, I'll stream it and do all the extra stuff myself. By that time, you guys will be playing and enjoying it as well. So you can have some fun together. I'll share some tips and tricks and just enjoy. Hopefully this was informative and give you at least some hope about some new footage, definitely, and some more impressions about what people are feeling. I know a lot of questions were asked, so I want y'all to feel free to ask them now. In this video specifically, I'm going to be copy pasting all of this and making a documentation of it to give to the people that are going to the event. All right, you guys have a good one. Catch y'all soon. Take care. Peace.